On April 15, 1947, the Brooklyn Dodgers hit the field for their opening season game against the Boston Braves. Opening day for the major leagues was always a special day in baseball because it marked the start of the new season. But this day was a little extra special. 26,000 fans had packed Ebbets Field in Brooklyn, New York because of mainly to see one thing, and that was to see the first ever African American play in Major League Baseball. Jackie Robinson was born on January 31st, 1919 in Carroll, Georgia, to a sharecropping family. When Jackie was an infant, his father abandoned the family, which left Jackie's mother to take care of the family alone. So Jackie's mother moved the family to Pasadena, California to live with her brother. Jackie's mother worked various jobs and many hours to support her 5 kids. Eventually, when Jackie was old enough, he was given the opportunity to go to school, unlike a lot of other African Americans his age. Robinson attended Washington Junior High School and then enrolled at John Muir High School. Jackie was like every other kid at his school, but stood out for one reason, and that was because of his athletic talents. Jackie lettered in 4 sports in high school: football, basketball, baseball, and track, while also being a member of the tennis team. After graduating from John Muir, Robinson attended Pasadena Junior College, where he also participated in basketball, football, baseball, and track. In 1938, while still attending Pasadena Junior College, Robinson was arrested for vocally disputing the detention of a black friend by police. During this time, Robinson started to build a reputation for getting in trouble with the police. Later in his Pasadena Junior College career, Jackie's brother Frank, who he was closest to out of his 3 brothers, was killed in a motorcycle accident. This event caused Jackie to transfer to UCLA, where he could be closer to Frank's family. In 1939, Robinson enrolled at UCLA, where he again competed in baseball, basketball, football, and track. At UCLA, Robinson succeeded in all 4 sports while being one of the only African Americans on each team he played for. As a senior at UCLA, Robinson met Rachel Izum, a freshman at UCLA who eventually became his wife. After UCLA, Robinson had a few appearances in semi-professional football, but during that time, the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, which threw the U.S. into World War II and ended Robinson's football career. In 1942, Robinson was drafted into the military and assigned to a segregated army at Fort Riley in Kansas. Later in the military, Robinson was reassigned to Fort Hood, Texas, where he joined the 761st Black Panthers Tank Battalion. On July 6, 1944, Robinson boarded an army bus and was ordered by the bus driver to move to the back. Robinson refused. The driver called the police and Robinson was taken into custody. This derailed Robinson's military career. After his acquittal, he was transferred to Camp Breckinridge, Kentucky, where he received an honorable discharge and met a former Kansas City Monarch player. For the Negro Leagues, he encouraged him to try out for the Monarchs baseball team. In early 1945, the Monarchs sent Robinson an offer to play professional baseball in the Negro Leagues. Robinson accepted a contract for $400 a month. Robinson played well with the Monarchs through 47 games, which attracted Branch Rickey, the general manager of the Brooklyn Dodgers, to start following the Negro Leagues in hopes of bringing one to the majors for the first time. In 1945, Rickey selected Robinson from a list of opposing players to start in the minor leagues for the Montreal Royals. During the interview, Rickey warned Robinson about how hard it would be to take the threats that he would receive and that he couldn't fight back. Robinson agreed and signed a contract of $600 per month, equal to $9,000 today. After a year in the minors, Robinson was finally called up to play with the Brooklyn Dodgers. On April 15, 1947, Robinson made his major league debut, wearing number 42, making him the first ever African American to play in Major League Baseball. Robinson's promotion had a lot of mixed feelings. At the start of the season, he was disliked by many teammates and was harassed by fans, not just in away games, but home games as well. Many teams also said they wouldn't play the Dodgers if Robinson was with them. Eventually, Robinson's teammates started to respect him and stand up for him against fans and opposing teams. After his rookie year, Robinson earned Rookie of the Year honors and eventually went on to win a World Series with the Dodgers in 1955. Robinson retired after the 1956 season, and in 1962, Robinson was inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Robinson wasn't only a great baseball player, but he was also a civil rights hero. Robinson, after retiring, worked on the NAACP's Fight for Freedom campaign, which was aimed at abolishing segregation and discrimination. Robinson was also involved in many other civil rights groups and attended many civil rights events with Martin Luther King Jr. Robinson's involvement and impact on the civil rights movement led to his jersey number 42 being retired by every team in the major leagues in 1997. Jackie Robinson's impact on sports and civil rights shows that he was not only a great leader but also a great man who cared about the lives of others and had a lot of courage. Robinson accepted his contract to play for the Brooklyn Dodgers, knowing he was going to break the color barrier and be the first ever African American to play in the major leagues. He knew it wasn't going to be easy, and it would probably be one of the hardest things he would ever do. This act of courage not only changed baseball forever, but it gave the people during a hard time of segregation hope that sometime it would get better.